Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. And oh man, we are excited because next week starts the first National Home Valuation Week, and this is what we're going to be talking about today. So if you are participating in this, I'm guessing you are since you are on this webinar, that means that you are going to be working to get as much information out there as possible on National Home Valuation Week, so you can show your clients what their most valuable asset is worth. So we're going to be talking about how we can go about doing that using some of our Buyside tools. All right, so a quick agenda for what we're looking at today is we're going to take a look at National Home Valuation Week. So a brief explanation of what we're going to do. Then we're going to take an overview of your home valuation site. So what is the information that's on it? What can your clients see? So we'll take a look at that. We'll also take a look at how to send it out. So during National Home Valuation Week, all of next week, we're going to want to see how many leads we can generate during that week. Now, the actual home valuation day, there is one specific day. It is Friday, but we're going to lead up to that. So we're going to be taking a look at the whole week and how we can send this page out. We're also going to be talking about managing your leads. So during National Home Valuation Week, we're going to see how many times I can say that today. We're going to see how many leads we can get. So I'll show you where you can manage that, how many are coming in, and how we can respond to those leads as they come in. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that we talk about today, please let us know in that chat box or the questions box that you see over on the right-hand side, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So National Home Valuation Week, we should have a little counter. Todd, let me know how many times by the end of this thing I can say that. By the end of this week, the idea is that we're going to be sharing as much information out there as we can. So we're going to be sending out our home valuation site, our page to show our clients what their most valuable asset is worth. Now, most people in the country, their home is their most valuable asset. We know that. And one of the things that we may not know is even during times like now, real estate is one of the biggest levers of the American economy, and that has never been more important than it is right now. So we're able to take a look at that and help move that lever in a positive direction. So we're going to be showing you how we can do that today, and we're going to be celebrating this. This is a good thing that we want to show people. This is something that we want to get out there. This is information that is helpful to us. You know, this is one thing. Now, since I've started working in real estate, one of the things that I've always loved about real estate is that you're helping build communities. You are helping build a community around the different areas. So you're able to help people get in and participate in those communities, which is what we're celebrating this week. So we're going to be showing you how we can go about doing that. With a couple of different tools and how we can measure that. So by the end of the week, we can see how successful we were at the end of the week. All right. So one thing before we jump in, I won't take too much time explaining what that is because I feel like we know. But one thing that I do want to share is that we do have a few resources for you. So we have a Buyside Insiders Facebook group. Now, this is a good place to follow, especially this week. Next week, is because we're going to be sharing some information. Now, we are also going to be having some competitions. And this is across everybody. So we're going to have some brokerage level competitions. I'm sure a lot of your brokerages are going to be doing them yourselves. To see how many people can get the most leads by the end of the week. We've heard a lot of brokerages are participating in that, but we're going to have a few ourselves showing people or asking how many leads can you get. So we'll be monitoring that and we'll have a winner by the end of the week. And you can also ask any questions. So if on Wednesday you forget what I said today, so 6 days from now, and you're like, I need to remember how to do that one thing, you can always email us at support@getbuyside.com, and a real person will answer that question. Now, we also do have a chat box in there. So if you wanted to go to support.getbuyside.com, that's our help center, and you can actually talk to a real person, and they answer within a minute. So if you have any questions, how do I do this thing? How do I get to the social media share page? I can't remember how to get there. You can ask us. I mean, we'll have that answer for you. We also have this great help center that you can view at support@getbuyside.com. All right. So that is enough of a lead in. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So today, we're going to be looking at our home valuation site. So for those of you that have seen this, this is going to be a review. We're going to show some of that great stuff that's on the page, how we can get there, and maybe you'll pick up a couple of nuggets of wisdom here for those that are new to this or are looking to get started next week during our home valuation week. This is a great place to start. So we're going to go to our marketing suite up top, and we're going to go to home valuation site. There it is, right up on top. Pretty simple. So here is the three things that we're going to be looking at today. The first is this nice big box right in the middle. That is your home valuation site. So that's it is going to look different per brokerage. Of course, this is our demo account. So you're going to see some of the generic information in here. But again, you are going to have a really cool looking page when you come in here and click on this. And then we're going to talk about how to share that out. And you'll see those buttons right on the bottom. We put all of this in one place so that you have such an easy time of getting to it and managing this information. So we're going to take a look at all this today. So let's go ahead and jump in by clicking on that big box right in the middle, and it's going to give you this box. Now, the first thing that we want to notice here is that there isn't a login screen. I'm not asking them to remember another password. I'm not asking for a forced registration so that I need to get your information. We're going to be able to manage all of that. But all we're asking for is an address. Now, you will also notice that it is branded. It's got my photo in there. It's got my name and my cell phone. So they know if they have any questions about real estate, where do they go? They can call me. They can ask that question. So we're going to type in the address here. So we'll just start. It'll show us the address. We have to click on it off of the drop-down menu here. And once we do that, it's going to open up the home valuation page. Now, it does take a few minutes to load because if you've seen one of these webinars before, you know that we pull this information from all over the internet. Now, that is one of the great things about this company, about this tool that you have, is because we're talking about big data, right? We're talking about that information that is out there that's going to help show us where the market is going, what our clients are doing, what signals are we seeing from our areas, from our different markets that we work in. So we're going to be able to consolidate that information. I'm not asking you to go out and find it. We put it in this one usable location, which is so great. So now we have the top of our page here, and we can see the address that I typed in, and it does pull a lot of this information from public records. So I can see I've got bedrooms, I've got bathrooms, I've got square footage, and an edit button. That's strange. I've got an edit button here. Now, why would I put that there? So the reason we have that is because if somebody updates their house, and let's say they added a bathroom, it's 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, well, who is that going to be important to? It's going to be important to the person who owns that house. So we give them that opportunity to edit that. Now, it doesn't push to the MLS anywhere other than this page, but we give them. Now, if somebody is going to edit this, what do I want to make sure? I want to make sure they're the owner. So we're going to verify ownership here. So we can say, yes, I am that owner. Now, it isn't going to ask them to pull out the deed or anything like that. It is going to ask them just to say, yes, I am the owner, so they can claim that listing. Now, I'll show you why that's important in a few minutes, because I actually can tell who does own this place. So if I say, yes, I own this place, which I'll do in just a second, you can tell if it is actually that person. So we'll do that again in a second, but you can see it. Okay, on top, it's also branded here. So I can see it's my name. So now somebody can sign up for this monthly report, which is great. So I've sent this out. They saw it on social media. They clicked the link, they ran their address, and they're like, hey, this is some great information in here. Well, I want to see this every single month, right? I want to know what's going on in the market. What's going on with my listing? Well, they can go and see that every month just by signing up for that monthly report. It's another way that we can stay in flow with our people every single month. And they don't have to go back to your Facebook page to find this link or the signature of an email that you sent them or wherever they got it from. They don't have to keep going back. What they can do is just see it right here. They can see it in their email and get it sent to them every single month. Now, that's important because this is branded to you. So now they'll know when the time is right, if it's going to be 6 months or 12 months or 18 months before they're ready to buy or sell. Well, they're still going to be getting fed that information, right? They're still going to be getting that report. So they can see who sent it to them. They can see that it was Mr. Joe Broker, and here is the information. So when they think real estate, they're going to think that person that was giving them that information. All right, so let's scroll down just a bit here. So now we have our estimated home values. These are our AVMs, right? And we have this great scrolling image on top, which is great because people geek out about this, about, hey, this is the neighborhood. Hey, that's my neighbor's house. This is my house. Hey, this is wonderful. We can actually see them. So if you're sitting down at a computer and you go to your home valuation site and you show them this page, so the information that they can see, people love this stuff, especially that picture that they can see of their actual listing. Now we have our 3 AVMs here, and this is answering those questions that every seller client is going to have. They're all going to have the same 2 questions. 1, how much is my home worth? And 2, who's going to buy it? We're going to answer both of those questions by the end of this page. So they're consuming this on their own, but we're going to be answering this question in the form of, here are the automated valuation models. You've probably seen these, right? When we're talking to somebody, odds are they've been to Zillow, right? They've looked up an AVM somewhere. They've found a value online. So we want to surface now. We want to give them that information. So what do we see here? 925,000. 852,000, 901,000. Wow, that is a big variation. But not only that, if you look at the ranges here, it takes the average of those. That's just the big numbers. If we look at the actual range, it's all the way 775,000 all the way to over $1 million. That is a huge range. That is over $225,000 range there. So we even call our shot here. Do you notice variation in these values above? Yes. Well, are you confused? Well, you probably should be, because that's a big difference. So who is the person that we should ask? Who is the person that was going to have the answer of what exactly is my home worth? Well, it's somebody with expertise. It's going to be somebody that knows the area. It's going to be a person that walks the streets, that understands how much each home is worth because they've been inside it. They know that you just re-landscape. They know that you put a bathroom in it. And it's not a computer model that's taken a guess here. So we want to give them that call to action here. So we have that contact Joe there. So I can click that button. It's going to give me this contact form, which is great. So now I have that direct line, or excuse me, they have that direct line to you. So when they have questions about real estate, they can come in here and say, okay, my name is Tom. I'm going to say it's Tommy Buyer. There we go. I can put in my email, tom@fake.com. And the reason we're doing is I'm showing you how quickly we can do this. So let's do a Hollywood number. What is it? 909-555-1234. There we go. So we put in our Hollywood number there, and it's, what are we? Are we a buyer? Are we a seller? Or are we moving? That's going to be most of our clients, right? So they're going to be relocating. So, or not relocating in that sense, but they're going to be moving. So we can say buyer and seller. It's going to pull the address. And then what is my home's approximate value? Well, you just gave it to me above, right? You said $1 million. Let's say $1 million. Why not? So they'll probably put a big number like this. And then, of course, what is our time frame for selling? How long did that take? That process that we just did there? What, 2 minutes maybe? 1? So it takes a really short amount of time to do that. And we notice that when you select that Contact Joe button, about 20, or when somebody comes to this page, they view your home valuation site, about a quarter of people, 25% of people fill out this form. So you're getting these really warm leads, and you're going to see how we can manage that in just a second. But you're getting this really warm lead just off of giving this page out, sending it out into the world. And again, that's what we're celebrating as of next week. So now we have the condition of the property. Now we notice that it says needs work here. Now, if we remember that listing was somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million, it's probably not. It needs work, but we put that slider, it needs work. We do that on purpose, right? We want to tug on their heartstrings. So we want them to think, hey, I just re-landscaped, you jerk. Why is it needs work? It's at least good. But if somebody's going to change this slider, what do I want to make sure? They're the owner of the listing. So we can put in the verify ownership here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do it. So let's say Facebook. I'm going to verify that I am. It's going to grab my name and my email because I've logged into Facebook on my browser before. Everybody has. I think 30% of the entire population of the world is on Facebook. Just so you guys know, it's like 1 billion people or something like that. So odds are that they've been on Facebook from their browser. So it'll log them in. Now you'll notice it did grab my image. You can see that up here, the owner, Tom Shively. It's not just down here, but it grabbed my name and my email address, and you'll notice that the monthly report, those bars are gone. Why did that happen? Well, that happened because I signed up for this. Because it grabbed that email address, it subscribed them to the monthly report. So now they can see that monthly report and I don't have to have them signed up for it. Now you'll notice I did update the condition of the property. It is excellent. So they can put that in here. Again, this isn't getting pushed anywhere. This is just on this page so that they're going to be able to see this. So we can start to use that as a lead. All right, so now let's scroll down and we have this buyer heat map. And this is great because this is information that they can get from the market. So they're able to see what's going on in their neighborhood. Is it a really warm area? Is it a really active area? Or maybe not so much. Now we can see, wow, there is a really definitive line between not active at all and really active here. And we can see we're right on that line. Wow, we could not be any closer to that line there. This is actually my sister's place. I should show her this map. But we have this listing here. And what's great about this is we're planting that seed early that you have expertise, right? You're sharing market information with them. So when we come up with that listing, with that price for their listing, we're able to tell them how much it's worth. And it's not just because I'm pulling a number out of the air. I'm using this information. I'm using this data. So I can see, are we in a really active area? Well, maybe we can be a little bit more aggressive. This, you know what? It looks like it's in the yellow area. So let's maybe not push it too hard, or else this is going to sit on the MLS forever. Or whatever advice you give to people, you're going to be able to see that and show them this information right here on the page that we're sending out. So again, they can consume this while you're sitting next to them, or we could send it out and they can see it on their own. So they're able to see if they're in that really active area. So then we have our funnel. And what's great about this is you're able to see some buyer information. Now, this is, of course, is a demo account. The live accounts have much bigger numbers than this one. So you can see the online activity. So how many people are looking on their brokerage? How many people are looking in your area? How many people are looking in your area, in your brokerage, that is looking in the same price range? And then all of those put together, how many people are looking in your area, in your price range, and the same bedrooms and bathrooms? So basically, how many people are looking for your exact listings? And this is typically in the tens of thousands. Now, that's great. So we're able to see that there was 10,000 people that are searching online for a listing like theirs. Well, who are those 10,000 people, right? The second question we've just answered, how much is my home worth? We were able to see that on this page. Well, now the question is, who's going to buy it, right? Why do I want to sign with you as an agent? Here's our knockout punch. Check this out. So we come down here, and what you're looking at is featured buyers. So these are actual people, real people within your brokerage that are going to be able to purchase this listing, right? It's a person that is represented by an agent within your brokerage, and their buyer profile matches your listing. So all of these people are real people who can buy their listing. So this is that head start. This is the way that we can win that race, because we're telling them, not only can I help you price your listing right, price it right the first time, make sure we get the full value of your home, but I can also show you people that are already looking for a listing just like yours that are represented by an agent. This is such a powerful tool. You know, our CEO loves to say, hey, people would always ask him, how are you closing listings so fast? And his answer would always be the same. I don't look for buyers. I look for the people that have buyers. I look for the agent that has buyers. So what you're showing them is you have access to agents that represent buyers. So you're able to close the listing that much faster. So you don't have to go out and scour the neighborhood, find somebody to buy it. We've already got people lined up. So you're showing them on this page. Now, odds are, if they see this featured buyer searching in your area right now, well, my listing, I've got a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom, or 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, whatever it was. This person's looking in my price range in my area. Who is that guy? So that's a question they're going to have. So we give them that call to action that's right below those people. So we can click on that again. It's going to give them that call to action right there. Okay, so let's scroll back up. Where were we? Right here. So let's scroll down a little bit. We've got a little bit more information before we jump to the bottom of the page, but that's going to give them that call to action so that they can reach out to you if they have questions about that. If they get both of their questions answered on this page and they're like, hang on, this seems too good to be true, we want to make sure that they have that direct line to you, that email address, that phone number, so that they can say, hey, can you really sell my listing for this price to one of these people? Yes, we can. I can contact those people right away. So now we have a little bit more info. So we have our supply side trends here. So we can see all the way back to 2016, how many listings have been sold in our area per quarter. Now we know the beginning of this year was rough. We can actually see 2020 Q1, it dipped. Of course it did, but there was still 79 listings sold in Q1 in this zip code. It goes down and it breaks it down really well. So we can see 161, 159, 133. Yes, it did go down in Q1. We all know that happened. Guess what? It bounced right back. So we're now up to 112. Q3 is going to come out soon. You'll be able to see that on your report. It'll be even higher. And we know that because the market is doing really well right now. So we're able to see all that great info, and we can show them this information again right here on this page. Now we have our comps. We can see some recent nearby sales, something that so if they're looking at bedrooms and bathrooms, what is the sold price? What is the area? I can see all of these were sold right around my area. So all of that stuff there. And then if that weren't enough, we give them that call to action right there on the bottom of the page. So had they not already done so, they could sign up for that monthly report right here as well. So they can see this call to action. They can see the monthly report. It'll all be right here on this page. So now we've got all that. So now they've seen this report. They've got questions. They want to reach out. So they can do that. We'll take a look at our leads in just a minute. Now, how do I get this into somebody's hands? That report, that information, that is powerful stuff, right? But what I want is to make sure that people see it. So we have a few options right here inside Buyside that are going to help you get this in people's hands. So the first is the simplest way to do this. Every communication you send out is a possible lead. We can use that. So every email we send, whether it's a communication to, I don't know, my daughter's principal at her school, that might be somebody that's looking to sell their house. Any email that I send could potentially be a lead. So what I can do is put this in my email signature. So right here, you see this is a link. If I were to click on, actually, let's do it. I'm gonna click on that. So there you can see it takes you to your home valuation site. So there we go. So what we can do is just copy this and paste it in my signature. That's as simple as it is. So I go to my signature, I paste this on the bottom, boom. Now, if you don't like the text here, you don't like what it says, or you don't like the what do you call font? There we go. I can think today. So if you don't like the font, you can change it. You can type in whatever you want. So if you wanted it to say, see what your home is worth, you can do that. And then what we can do is copy the link. So there's this button here, it says copy link. You'll see it says copied. But what that means is that it is copying the link from your home valuation site, and I can paste that somewhere. So if I wanted to put it in some text in my signature, I can do that as well. And you'll see paste, there's the link, there it is. That's all I have to do. Okay, so the next way is social media, and this we see a ton of interaction with. This is how a lot of people get those great leads, is what they can do is come in here. You click on the little social media icon here, and then we're just gonna hover over this. So I can come in here and hover over, whoa, over my add this, there we go. So we can put that in there. Let's hover over, and it's gonna show me all of those social media. So I can see Facebook, I can see, let's add, there we go, Facebook. So I can click on that, or I can see that, but you'll see the drop-down menu that comes in, and what I can do is then pick one of the social medias off of the list, and then it'll let me share it, and it's native, so it's gonna grab that image anyway. So you're going to be able to share this out on any social media network, and it is native. All you have to do is hover over this icon and it will let you share that to social media. All right, the last is our widget here. So we can see we've got a widget. Now, most of us have this on our website already. That's pretty simple. So it just comes native on a lot of websites. Now, if it doesn't, I would recommend sending this over to your website designer. Widgets can be kind of tricky, but just so you know, it is pretty simple. So we can come in here, we can copy the code and then put that on our website. Now, again, if you're not tech savvy, I wouldn't want to deal with this either. So I'm just going to send that to my website designer and they'll make a widget box for me, and they'll take this code and make sure that somebody can type in their address right on my site. So that little box that says, see what your home is worth, right there in the middle, that little one, that's what's going to go on your website. So you can make sure that you see that box. All right, so let's go ahead and go over to my leads here. So this is how we would interact with those leads. And I can see I got a couple in here. Now remember, I claimed my listing, right? I claimed it. I gave my address. I was able to put that information in so I can see how this information comes in. So I can see it said Tom Buyer. I said I was the owner. But guess what? It's going to have the owner's name here, Michael Guilfoyle. There he is. That's my brother-in-law. I love to use his address just because I love seeing his name pop up. But if somebody claims their listing, they say, yes, this is mine. You can come in here and say, public records say it's not. It's Michael Guilfoyle. So you can see that here inside of your leads page. So you're able to show them, you can contact them right from here, from this contact information that they left you, that there we go, that Hollywood number that we put in. But you can do that. Again, it's that really warm lead that they sent in. So they asked that question, they sent in that inquiry. They said, I want to get contacted by somebody. So we can put that in. Now you can also see the address here. And as you'll notice, this is a link. And what's great about this is that if they were looking at that information on their own, let's say I sent it out on social media, I was able to put that link in, they're going to probably have questions about some of the information that they read on that report. So instead of having to get their address, type it in, all that good stuff, this is the link. I can just click on it and it's going to open directly to that page. So if they wanted to sit down with you and review some of this information, we could do that here. Now, there is ways that we can interact with this report. So we can see the monthly report. Did they ask for an inquiry and did they claim their listing? So we can see that this person interacted with their report quite a bit. And then we also have our archive and our create BMA here. All right, so now there is a couple other ways. Now, since we're gonna be sending this out a bunch next week, right? We're gonna see how many leads we can get in that 5-day period. Again, there's gonna be competitions from our brokerage, from us. There's gonna be some cool prizes that you can see. And again, you can see that on our social media pages if you wanted to go to Buyside Insiders and check that out. You can see all of that, but since you're gonna be sending that out on pages, let's say you put it out on your social media. Well, not everybody that's on your social media is gonna be in your area. So you can see that you get leads in here, but they are going to be out of area. So we've already defined, we know what area we work in. So if this is out of area, we can see the leads that come in and we can send those off to somebody, right? We can see those leads and start to use those as referral, grow that referral business that we have. We've sent a few out. Well, guess what? We can collect that referral commission, and of course, somebody might send some our way. So you can know which ones you can contact and work with, and which ones we can send out and use for our referral business. Okay, so that is the overview for your marketing suite, the tools that you have for Home Valuation Week. Todd, we're going to get started with our Q&A. So if you have any questions about any of the stuff that we talked about today, some of the tools that you have to access to find success during next week, during the celebration that we're going to have, where we're sending out, we're informing our clients, we're showing them the market is still strong. We know that there's a lot of things happening out there in the country right now, but we're showing them real estate is that guiding light that we have, that lever in the American economy that we're going to continue to push forward. So we're going to get started with our Q&A. Todd, I've got a couple questions for you. Can you tell us about some of the competitions that you've heard of?
Sure. So we're running a few competitions. So the two big ones that we're running, and there are going to be prizes for those. They're going to be Amazon gift cards. We're going to do a first, second, and third place prize. We're going to take count of the valuation attempts, and we're also going to take a competition of the monthly reports. So the agents with the most are going to get a sizable Amazon gift card.
I love it. We also have another one, and this is what I'm so excited about, is we're having a competition on most creative marketing. So when you send this out, when you send it out on social media, you're able to see this, and we're going to be tracking all of this via the hashtags. But if you send out some creative marketing, we're going to be taking a look. We're going to be watching, and we're going to see how many people can have some really creative marketing. I love that stuff. So I love seeing those images on social media. So just make sure that we put that hashtag in there, and we're going to be taking a look at that as well. I'm stoked. I'm really excited about that. Okay, so can you just remind us, Todd, what are the dates of Home Valuation Week? So is it the full week? Is it just a day? What are the dates on that?
Yes, the dates are next week, starting next Monday, the 21st through the 25th.
Love it. Okay. And one question we often get with some of this stuff is, where does this information come from? So we're sending out this page. Where does the info get populated from? Can you just walk us through that really quick?
Sure. So the buyer data, whether it's the heat map or the matching buyers themselves, this is data provided to us by your brokerage. So this can be saved searches on Zillow or your company's website. It could be the buyers that you add directly to your Buyside account. And again, these are coming only from your brokerage.
Yeah, a lot of those, especially the buyers and all that, that is definitely coming from your brokerage. But like the funnel, for example, and the buyer heat map, that's just coming from the information that's online, so that you're able to see that. So you can see all of that info that is coming from everywhere. All right. I don't see any other questions in here. Thank you all for being here. We are so excited for next week. Make sure that you take a look at our Buyside Insiders Facebook group, because we're going to have a lot of information out there, especially on the upcoming competitions and the hashtags that you can use, so that we can see some of that great marketing that we're going to be sending out. Again, if you have any questions on any of the things that we've talked about today, or you need to get a hold of us, you can always reach us at support@getbuyside.com, and we'll see you next week.